Hello, everyone. It's Charlton. Hello, everyone. It is Charlton, and Charlton is going to get this right now, dude. Or else, I don't know what's going to happen, man. Okay, so I want to update you on the special counsel investigation, and there's a ton to it, and I'm going to get it all of it, right now. Okay, on the Manafort front as well as the Corsi front. I thought Corsi was a hoax. I was beginning to think that. It's pretty apparent to me now that it's not. On the Manafort front, last night it was reported that Manafort had lied repeatedly to the special counsel's office and basically broken the agreement, the plea agreement, and so that was off the table. And now I think the special counsel's office just wants to move directly to, sentencing. He's already pled guilty, so there's no taking that back. And actually, Manafort's attorney said there's no reason to delay the process either. He was seeking a sentencing date as quickly as possible too, even though they're denying the fact that they lied to him. That had me thinking that basically there was a presidential pardon in the works, and that I thought that Trump had more or less outmaneuvered the Robert Mueller, the special counsel. However, I heard today that Manafort is facing other charges in addition to the federal charges, and so that's not really necessarily the case. But I'm not absolutely certain. But today, there's an article in The Guardian that says Manafort, a couple things. Well, it says Manafort allegedly met with Julian Assange in the Ecuadorian embassy multiple times, once in 2013, once in 2015, and once in 2016. That's the one that's in question, I think, or is of any relevance. That was in May of 2016, I believe, which is immediately before Manafort became the convention manager for the Trump campaign, which not long after that, he became the full campaign manager of the whole campaign. So Assange categorically denies this. He's tweeted this out on Wikileaks. In fact, he challenged the editors of The Guardian and The Guardian in general to a wager, $1 million wager, to provide any kind of proof that encounter took place, because he says it absolutely did not. In the article, obviously they have no idea if the encounter even took place, what was talked about. There's nothing in the log entries of the Ecuadorian embassy at that time, of Manafort going there, visiting the embassy. But they had a description of a pretty detailed description of what he wore. This is, I think, according to two sources, and obviously I think they're unnamed sources. But it had a description of his pants. I think it says khaki pants, cardigan, or something like that. That's not absolutely right, but in any event. Also in The Guardian article, and I don't think this is in dispute, is a meeting that took place with Manafort, which supposedly the special counsel's office is absolutely looking into this and wants to know more about. A meeting between Manafort and the incoming Ecuadorian president, Moreno, in Ecuador, ostensibly, as they put it, about a large Chinese investment. But, I think you could speculate that probably what the special counsel's office is thinking is that Manafort was there to feel out the incoming president of Ecuador, to see what his position would be on Assange, and whether or not he was going to be willing to turn him over to the authorities, which would lead to him getting extradited back to the United States and potentially becoming, a witness in the Russia investigation and on and on. All right. Okay. I think that's the Manafort end of it. So on the Corsi end, NBC has got there's various court papers that have been filed, and I think these same court papers have been sent to Corsi's attorney regarding as I understand it, the forthcoming indictment. So it's not a hoax. All right. And in these court documents, there's email communications of Corsi and Stone back and forth in the summer of 2016, as well as up to November of 2017. But in 2016 about Julian Assange, WikiLeaks, and emails. So according to the article, Corsi met with investigators, or was interviewed by investigators, in September September 6th, I think, was his first interview. And in this interview, supposedly he was asked by an associate who Corsi identifies as Stone to get in touch with an organization which Corsi identifies as Wikileaks to get information relevant to the presidential campaign. And this is in the summer of 2016. Now, according to Corsi, he turned down that request, and they point to an email from Stone to Corsi, basically verbalizing that. The email says, and it's July 25th, 2016, from Stone to Corsi, says, quote, "Get to, in parentheses, Assange, at Ecuadorian embassy in London and get the pending, in parentheses, WikiLeaks emails." So, and in that sentence there, and that's all in quotes, Assange is in parentheses and WikiLeaks is in parentheses. So get to blank Assange at Ecuadorian embassy in London and get the pending WikiLeaks emails. And Corsi, I believe, his position is that he didn't turn down that request. He said no. And but the special counsel's office is saying that that's a complete lie, and that he did follow through with the request, and that he actually passed it along to somebody called Ted Malik, who I had to look him up. I never heard of him. He's a conservative author. I think he's a professor in England right now, even though he's American-born. I don't know if he's a citizen of the United Kingdom or what. I recognize him. I think I've seen him on Fox commenting on this or that in the past, but supposedly he passed the request on to him, okay, because they have email correspondence from Corsi back to Stone on August 2nd, basically talking about responding to that the July 25th email that I just read to you from Stone to Corsi. And in the August 2nd email from Corsi to Stone, it says, quote, "Word is friend in embassy plans 2 more dumps," end quote. And this, according to the article, according to the special counsel's office, is referring to Julian Assange, according to court draft papers. Excuse me. And it continues, quote, "1 after I'm back, 2nd in October, impact planned to be very damaging," end quotes. This is the same August 2nd email. And the August 2nd email continues. When he says, "when I'm back," I think he's talking about the trip he took to Italy with his wife for their anniversary in late July, early August in the summer of 2016, right now, the time we're talking about. That same August 2nd email continues, and it says, and this is where it gets a little confusing, quote, "Time to let more than," parentheses, "Clinton campaign chairman John Podesta," end parentheses, "to be exposed as in bed with enemy if they are not ready to drop HRC Hillary Rodham Clinton," in parentheses. Quote, "That appears to be game hackers are now about," end quote. Those are 2 different parts of the email. But that first part, "time to let more than," quote, parentheses, "Clinton campaign chairman John Podesta," end parentheses, "to be exposed as in bed with enemy if they are not ready to drop HRC." I mean, basically that almost says if they're not going to drop the Podesta emails, it's time to start with a different strategy. I don't know. I kind of think that's what's being suggested there. So that's what they have in terms of their email correspondence. And Corsi's I think Corsi's main defense, besides the fact that he misstated things or misremembered things, his main defense is that basically he was more or less just bullshitting. To when he was telling Roger Stone, "I have a way, I have a source, I can get, proprietary information from WikiLeaks," he was more or less just boasting and not in lying to Stone when he was saying that. And, I don't know, that's plausible. It is. And I think that's the story there, man. It is, dude. And just under 10 minutes. All right, you know what? To round up this video, we're heading down to the boiler. I got 20, 30 seconds. Come on, baby. Do not mess it up. Come on. Yeah. Oh. And I got it right in my pocket. Whoa. All right, man. Right into the fire, baby. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. I'll see you in the next video. Later, man.